So what would happen if you replaced all of your regular things with tiny things? As a kid, I used to see movies of regular people being shrunk down to tiny size. I would always wonder one thing. What would that be like? It appears a tiny cooking trend has taken over the internet. Me and millions of other people can't stop watching it. So I hit up my personal very close friend Jeffrey Bezos. He pulled a few strings, and within 24 hours, I had a plethora of tiny goods at my doorstep. So ladies and gentlemen, for the next 24 hours, I'm slowly going to be replacing my regular things with tiny things to figure out one thing. Is less really more? Alright, so before we begin, there's some ground rules that must be laid. Rule number 1, over the course of this 24 hours, I gotta replace as many of my regular size things with the world's tiniest things. It's so tiny! Rule number 2, I must rate each tiny item, place them in a category of either cool, to be used again, or trash, never to be touched again. So why am I dressed all fancy in this apron, you ask? That's because it's dinner time. And not just any dinner time, mini dinner time. Boom, baby! I didn't even write that one, that just flowed out of my gut. Let's go make some tiny dinner. Alright, so I think for dinner, I'm making a tiny sandwich with a tiny fruit cup dessert. Trying to be like one of those tiny cooking videos. Let's see how this goes. I'm excited. And just like that, I got to work. For a second, I imagined myself as a giant making a sandwich, but for a regular person. As the French say, voila, I think. Tell me this does not look like the best dinner you've ever seen in your life. Yeah, there's no way this is filling me up. All right, moment of truth. It's actually not bad. It feels like I just ate like a crumb off the table, the very tasty crumb. And so I'm gonna go ahead and go do that like 50 more times to fill up. Before I do that, let's make a little bit of dessert. Let my impulses control me, but tiny dinner, donezo. I'm very hungry. The tiny dishes were a tool. And all these tiny tests are getting me ready for a big challenge I have coming up tomorrow. I'll talk about that in a minute. Hola, ¿cómo están mis amigos? Welcome to my tiny house. Listen, just because it has wheels doesn't mean it doesn't count as a house. Figured what better way to spend this hot summer evening than by replacing my regular sized room with, well, tiny room. I'm about to literally camp out in my backyard. I can't wait for you guys to see it in here. I think it's a ton of amenities, including a shower, air conditioning, internet from my house that's connecting all the way out here, a bed, a couch. Let me give you a tour. Come on, come on. Could you take off your shoes? Just leave them there, please. Thanks. All right, check it out. It's nice and cozy in here. My dogs were barking. All right, so this is the living room. Little couch area, chill, hang out with some friends, watch a movie. You can have a full-blown party in here. A lot of people hanging out, doing fun stuff. And then let me show you the office really quick. The office is sweet. Not only can you party, but you can get some work done. If you think all that was cool, just wait till I show you the bedroom real quick. The bedroom. Dude, this is low-key very nice. This isn't cozy to you? I don't know what is. There's actually more to this little tiny house, including a full-fledged kitchen and a working shower with hot water. Check out all that in the morning. I'm honestly getting super tired, and I have 2 things I want to check out before I hit the hay. So this kind of feels like a sleepover right now, if I'm being honest, even though there's no friends with me. That's kind of sad, right? Figured this was an appropriate time for the world's tiniest violin. There's an iconic episode of SpongeBob where Mr. Krabs plays this. I think it's only fitting for this moment. Allow me to play it. I debated even keeping this in because it's just too sad, but I think we all needed it. There's no noise coming out of this. Okay, but the other thing that I actually used to always do at sleepovers is play video games. And so, figured a better way to finish tonight than the world's tiniest Game Boy. Look at this. Actually turns on. That is so sweet. Mission is before going to bed, I have to complete 1 level. We get a solid score on this thing, so try it out. So this is actually more challenging than it looked because my thumbs were like hitting 4 buttons at once. I also realized after a while I was playing Tetris, and I've never been good at Tetris. Okay, so I'm not as good at this as I'd like to be. I'm gonna blame it on my eyesight. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Just kidding. It's time to call it a night. Alexa, turn out the light. I'm just kidding. Can you imagine? It's like a smart camper. That'd be cool. All right, you're very close to my face. Sleepy time she comes. The camper and the games were cool, but the violin didn't make noise. Alright, so I'm trying to sleep right now, but there's an incredibly annoying light coming from down there. I can't get it to shut off. Even if I turn it away, it's still so annoying. And that's when I remembered I brought this absolutely legendary sleep mask with me. It's completely blackout and mad comfortable. The mask is fully adjustable, which is epic because I got a big head. Can't see you guys because despite this bright light shining in my face from my iPhone, this is a blackout sleep mask, so my eyes are wide open and I can't see anything. I feel like I'm in a pitch black room. It's made by a company called Manta Sleep, who happens to be the sponsor of this video and my first sponsor ever. So be sure and check out Manta Sleep at the link in the description, and make sure to use code TONIO for 10% off your order. See you in the morning. Good morning, all you cool cats and kittens. If anybody gets that reference, I'm gonna send them $1. Ugh. We got a big day ahead of us, but let's go over today's game plan after our tiny shower and our tiny coffee. Oh, that's bright. I quickly realized that the shower on this thing didn't work. That's when I said, time to do the good old-fashioned shower. I then proceeded to turn on the water hose, which did not need to be that cold, and for a split second questioned why I'm doing this at all, and then it was done. I can only imagine what my neighbors think of me. One day I'm pulling up in a tiny purple car. Today I'm just screaming in my backyard, taking a shower with the hose. Oh, let's get some coffee. So on the other side of this bad boy, we got a kitchen and a pantry. So we got a full-fledged kitchen in here that we're not actually gonna use. Check it out. Full-fledged stove and a fridge back there. And guys, check out our coffee. Oh, no, not this. This little guy right here. Pour ourselves some coffee. Nothing like a good cup of joe. Cheers. Tell me why a coffee shop today would charge like $10 for this. Now that I'm feeling incredibly rejuvenated by this, I think it's time that we talk about what today's gonna look like. We gotta be feeling fresh and locked in today because this evening is the Tiny Olympics against my wife, and the loser has to make dinner with only tiny ingredients. Normally I have breakfast right about now, so we're gonna make ourselves a tiny smoothie using the world's smallest blender. And then I'm super excited because I have in the mail the world's smallest phone. We're gonna test out all the features on that bad boy. All that and a lot more. We got a busy day ahead of us, so let's get started. As much as I love the coffee, it wasn't enough. It's breakfast smoothie time. Let's see how this thing works. It doesn't look the strongest. One concern I have is that this is the blade. It looks to be a piece of plastic. But you know what? I'm gonna trust the marketing. Apparently it's the smallest blender in the world, and blenders blend things. Now, will I have to drink like 10 of these and have any sort of sustenance for the day? Maybe. But this is about figuring out if less is really more. So let's do it. I'm gonna put the milk in first so that the fruit doesn't get clogged up in the drain. Bananas in there. Some strawberry. All mixed up in there. Now, all we do, lock it into place. We're gonna stir it up a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment of truth. Is the tiny blender a tool or is it trash? 3, 2, 1. And just like that, this thing started moving, man, and I got excited. It's spinning it, it's working. It's working. This thing was impressing me big time. Okay, it looks like it frothed the milk a little bit. Doesn't look like it cut up the fruit. What we're working with. Taste test, here we go. So none of the fruit got cut up. I just basically drank a ton of tiny banana chunks. Gotta be honest, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Tiny blender is kind of trash. On to the next one. Everyone, feast your eyes on the tiny phone. It's in the box, but you know, in a second, it's not gonna be in the box. And right, let's open this thing up. Here we go. Ooh, look at this thing. For context, this is the size of my hand. All right, so we got the phone here, as you can see. Look how tiny this thing is. Little Hershey's bar, or Feastables bar, excuse me, I meant to say Feastables. I wanna give this thing a full-fledged MKBHD Marquez Brownlee review and answer a few questions that a lot of you are probably wondering about it, like how much is it? Can it take photos? Does it text? Does it call? Is it worth it? And ultimately, is it a tool or is it trash? All right, so we got the lock screen here. It's 1858. 658. Yeah, that's very wrong, but whatever. Swipe to unlock. Okay, right off the bat, I'm actually surprised by its responsiveness. It's actually very responsive. The first question, does it call? Well, I don't have a SIM card in it right now, so I'm not actually gonna call anybody, but pretty easy. So yes, it can call. Can you not text on this? Oh, messaging right here. You'd have the green bubble, which is just a major L. Email, calendar, Google Play Store, you have a flashlight. Okay, that's pretty sweet. That is awesome. You actually have an internet browser, which is cool. One thing is that it's extremely hard to type on because of how tiny these little letters are. So my thumbs are hitting like 4 letters at once. Let's go. I'm really surprised at what this thing can do so far. How good is the camera on this thing? Oh, there's us. Hi guys. There we go. Here's our selfie. All right, let's do a video. Turn it to the side. What's going on, guys? Just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel. Honestly, not bad, dude. For this thing, this tiny little thing is doing all of this. Which brings me to one of my last points is how much is the thing? I ordered this on Amazon for $49.99. $50 for a tiny little fun-sized phone like this. That's insane, dude. That is so cheap. Now, is it an iPhone? No. Will your messages be green? Absolutely. Will you lose friends because of it? Probably. But bottom line is it is great and it gets all the essentials done. Tool or trash? This thing is a tool and I'm gonna be using it.
After that review, it was time for a tiny lunch.
All right, it's lunchtime. I'm headed to a local store to see if I can find a tiny snack. I don't want to make a tiny lunch. I want to see if I can pay for it with tiny cash. Here's to me not getting arrested. Yeah, I hope I don't.
I made my way back to the only store I knew would probably take tiny cash, the dollar store.
The only one here.
And after walking the aisles a couple times, I finally found the perfect snacks.
Did you guys take cash by chance?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Here you go. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I wish.
Thanks for putting up with my cheesy jokes.
Are you the guy that does the YouTube videos?
Yes.
Yes, you came in.
Did you see it?
Yeah. One of my friends sent it to me.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
You helped me with the dino nuggets last time.
Yes.
Do you want to be in this one?
That's fine.
All right.
Yeah, so that completely made my day. Mia Bell, if you're watching, shout out to you. The day wasn't over because I still had a very, very clear mission.
You smell that? It's the fresh smell of an incoming victory at the Tiny Olympics. Because I'm about to take down my competition, my wife. It's gonna take place right here in the backyard. What are we gonna be playing, you ask? Well, I only have one game. Because the other ones were too expensive. But we're gonna be playing a tiny game. Some call it beer pong, others call it ping pong ball in a red solo cup. Before I explain the rules, let me introduce the competition.
My name is Holland. I'm 5'7", and I know I'll win. And may God have mercy on him, because I surely won't.
My name's Tonio, 6'6" or 7". I know I'm gonna win because I haven't lost yet. As you can see, we'll have 3 cups each. The first person to make 2 balls into 2 of their cups wins this challenge. Then we'll go back and forth, and the loser is to make the other person tiny dinner.
This was not in the arrangement.
Yeah. Before we start, I have one last thing. World's tiniest boombox.
No way.
Yeah.
It's
And it's actually Bluetooth. This thing is
You
Bluetooth.
can play something with
yeah,
your
I
phone?
can Bluetooth connect it.
Shut up.
Okay. Insane. This is literally Bluetooth. All right, let's put the competition music on now. Here we go. No more messing around. You go first.
Kiss it. Don't want your luck. I have enough for me.
Oh, that was close. Oh, I need to bounce it a little bit. Oh, that counts. That
Does
counts.
it count?
Yeah, that counts. Okay, that went in.
counts,
That
counts.
went in.
Okay, we're tied. Are
We're
you
tied.
ready?
We're tied. 1-1. Does that count? I think I just won.
I think you just won.
You know what that means?
Does that
You have to
mean?
make me tiny dinner.
For the rest of my life?
No, tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Well, lucky for you, I have a plan. I have this recipe that's been in my family for centuries.
Why are you being so weird about it? What do you have?
Something that really important to me.
Does not count. That does not count. That's what I got at the Dollar Tree. I'm not eating that. There's no way I'm eating that.
I didn't get to the bottom of people's obsession with tiny things, or of less is really more, but I do know one thing. Whether massive or tiny, it's not things that matter, it's people. Aww, I know. I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys.